What they do, what they do, what they do. How y'all doing out there? Trials of Aces and Jewels. As you can see, I got another one on deck. Hopefully you all had a productive week. And as you can see, I got an ace on deck. Right, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, good people? My name is AJ.
Oh, AJ is here. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, I got to give him a round of applause. This guy's a busy man. So, yeah. All right now. All right, so we coming with a spicy one today, right? So I had to bring AJ on. The topic is the battle of a good man, right? So, yeah, sit back and enjoy. All right. What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Geminis Gemz, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure. So,
you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe. Yes. And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
Drop them gems. Right, we back. The battle of a good man, right? So let's set this up, right? So, you know, most good guys get looked over, right? And when we come into contact with particular women, girls, right? Mm-hmm. There's a battle that happens, right? I think we get set up, bro.
Yeah.
I think we get set up. But there's a battle and a war between us good guys and some of these toxic women.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So go ahead. I did the setup. So go ahead and bring it home, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's actually a heavy topic.
Yeah.
When you pretty much gave it to me, I was like, man, listen, I was born for this topic. So yeah, just, you know, looking at my life in general.
Okay.
Like, you know, we talked earlier, you know, talking with some of the homies. One of my guys was like, you know, man, your life is a movie.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no
So
doubt.
I think about it, I'm like, man, my profession, you know, where I work at, being a single father, twins, being into the dating world.
Yeah.
Looking at, you know, children's mother, stuff like that, you know, just dating around it is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
That you end up dealing with. You see a lot of different things, especially at our age, you know, like, shoot, I'll be 30 next year. So I'm jumping into a whole nother realm. And
yeah.
The type of women that we deal with.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's kind of a choice for us to see like who we want to deal with. Mm-hmm. But the problem is in this generation, it seems so the pool seems so thin to choose from.
Well, you speaking that
because of, you know, you have such distractions like social media. Facts. Social media is like one, believe it or not, for most young men in our group, social media is like 90% of our battle when it comes to dating. Unfortunately, that's like 90%. Right. The other 10% is just dealing with her in general.
I would say her social awkwardness.
Exactly.
Right? You get what I'm saying? It's like she doesn't even know how to have a conversation. Yes. That the Instagram or the social media has diluted us from just having good relationships with each other, just platonic. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like when we only know how to say, hey, bye.
Listen.
Go ahead.
You know how many times I've went out to dinner with somebody, and I'll take my phone, I'll sit it right here like this, and just look. And here they are doing this. They'll say something, but they can't help but do this every 5 minutes. Listen,
so sad.
If we're dating, that's a level of intimacy, and the problem is the phone and social media itself shouldn't be that important than the person that's sitting across from you.
I agree.
You know, you should be able to sit down, have a decent conversation, really learn it. How you supposed to learn each other. And then when you've been doing, when you get in the routine of going to dinner, you're looking at your phone, or when you're at the house, you're on the phone. When you're in the car, you're on the phone. And then when it's 2-3 years later down the line, you realize, man, we don't even really know each other like that because you spending most of your time on the phone.
On the phone.
Get off the phone.
Get off the phone. The phone is a major distraction.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I remember one time I was out and literally everybody at the table was in their phone. And I said, yo, we don't even know how to play games at the table. We don't even know how to have, what's the latest topic outside of whatever a celebrity is doing?
Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying? So it's, to me, the battle between us and dating, you get what I'm saying, a female, is the disconnection.
Yes.
Being distracted.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and expound on it, bro?
Yeah, it's a major distraction. I mean, the problem is social media has pretty much set when it comes to dating in general, social media is pretty much, unfortunately, setting the standard for females of what they think a man should be.
Say that. That was a good
You have so many social media ballers that when you go behind the scenes in real life,
they ain't even
they not
finessing.
They've got nothing.
Facts.
But when it comes to the flash, listen, you can sit there, set up a camera, prop money, whatever. It's just like rappers today. They'll rap about a lot of stuff, but when they done rapping that trap life, they go right back to Beverly Hills and they live in that big old house.
I agree.
So the women get trapped, you know, and I don't want to just say just the women, you know. It happens with dudes too. Unfortunately, it's some dudes' fault because they paint that picture. So they making it harder for us. Right. So they use and abuse the females that are of good potential, turn them into the bad ones.
Thotties.
And then now, guess what? We got to deal with it.
Right.
Now we left to deal with that. And it's hard, you know, trying to convince a woman that used to be, you know, wholesome.
Yep.
That I'm not going to do you like this guy.
Facts. That's the battle.
And now it leads into trust issues. Let's go. Hey, well, you just like the last guy, or this guy told me the same thing, or this is what I always hear. You know how many times I had to sit back, I meet somebody and I sit here and I say, I know you've heard this before, but that's like a broken record. I know you've heard this before, but like I shouldn't even have to say that. But unfortunately, that's the game when it comes to dating now.
Right.
And it's sad. We have so much as good guys, you know, because I know I have good potential. I'm not saying I've always done everything right.
Right.
You know, we're going to make mistakes. We are all human. One thing I've learned, especially from my last relationship, like we are all going to make mistakes.
Facts.
Each side is going to have to learn to apologize.
I agree.
Each side is going to learn how to talk things out.
I agree.
Each side is going to learn how to put that attitude down, walk away and come back. Did I succeed in all of those areas? No. Did she succeed in all those areas? Definitely not.
Right.
But it's the agreement of, okay, well, this is what our problem is, but what are we going to do about it?
Right.
So once you can learn to look past that, and it sounds so easy to say it,
right?
But for some people, believe it or not, it's hard for them to really look at those areas that I just named and put their pride aside,
right? Because a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror.
They don't,
and see their flaws and learn how to correct it. We don't know how to self-correct. You get what I'm saying? So it's really a hard pill to swallow. You get what I'm saying? When it comes down to, you know, adjusting to make yourself better. Because we love to point the finger, right? Not understanding that 3 fingers are pointing right back at ourselves.
Listen.
Right? So when it comes down to the self-correction, it's hard to actually correct because we are incorrect. You get what I'm saying? As just individuals. So we don't never want the light to shine on us to correct. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't want to be better. That's why we put the filters on, right? We put the fake jury on. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, or we drive a car that we know 5 months ago we haven't paid the no. You get what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness,
we learn how to finesse because we don't want to correct. You get what I'm saying? So go ahead, keep going.
Man, listen, man, you just dropped the jewel on that one. We be sitting here, we'll get so wrapped up, and that's unfortunately that's the thing. Like we sit here and we'll date around and just unfortunately there's almost no structure anymore when it comes to dating. There really isn't any structure anymore. Like we come right out the gate. Hey, well, what can you do for me? I don't even know your name yet. I don't even know if you have kids yet. I don't know what your religion is. We don't even ask what a person's faith is anymore. Like we don't, you know. And not everybody's built on that. But at the end of the day, listen, what are you about?
Right.
What are you about? I need to know because I was born this way. Mm-hmm. You were born another way. I need to know if it aligns. And if not, I need to know where it's headed. Because truth be told, if we not on the same page, we're crash dummies.
Right.
We crash dummies just waiting. That's it. And it don't mean that it's going to fall apart right then and there.
Facts.
It might start out feeling great.
Right.
But you're setting yourself up 3, 4, 5 years from now to just crash.
Right. A demise.
We need to go ahead and learn, okay, what is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? We don't like to ask those questions anymore.
Don't.
Women are really particular about the things that they like.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I made that mistake.
Okay.
I can refer back to my last one because only reason I can say that is because that probably was the best one that I had been in out of all relationships.
Okay.
And I learned a lot about myself and the other person.
Gotcha.
So even in the faults that I saw during a relationship, when it was done, I got a chance to really see my own, and now I can see the whole playing field. Gotcha. Unfortunately, for some people, they only can see it when it's done.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's really not the best thing in general. You should be able to see it right then and there, especially when a person is telling you. But it plays both sides. Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to it, learning to acknowledge, where your faults are, where you're wrong at, it goes both ways for the men and for the women. It makes us better men. We could already be a good man, but that makes us even better men. And then for the women, listen, you can help that good man become a great man.
Gotcha.
Just by hearing him out, because the problem with today's society is
I'm listening.
Expressing ourselves. We're not even allowed to do that anymore.
Facts.
It's like, okay, listen, well, I'm not feeling too well today, or I had a rough day at work. Man, what's wrong with you, man? Pick your head up. You supposed to be a man. We not even allowed to feel down anymore.
Right.
Like we supposed to always be up and strong every single day. We not allowed to have a bad day. And the moment we're given, we feel like
vulnerable.
Yeah, like men don't really have. The only thing we're told to do is figure it out or pray
and man up.
That's it. And man up. That's it. Those are the only things that's the only things we're told to do.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with praying about it,
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Facts.
But on this earth, we still need somebody to talk to. You need, especially when you're in the house or you have a significant other, whether they live with you or not. You have a significant other, you're really helping that man out. That is therapy. Like when a man doesn't have anybody to talk to, they turn to other things. Right. They go to the clubs to go release. They go, and that's supposed to be leisure stuff. Right. But when it becomes repetitive, it's because they're looking for an outlet. You're complaining about him always being in the club, being with his homeboys, but that's where he feels his release. He can't talk to you
because she can't handle it.
Exactly. So you help him to feel like he can let off that steam without having to go seek it elsewhere. Because unfortunately, and I'm about to tap into this other part. Go ahead. But when it gets to that point, when it's beyond the clubbing and the drinking and the smoking, when all that stuff ain't working, you know what happens? This little pretty thing will walk by him in the mall, and guess what? Speak on it. Hey, what's your name? Facts. How you doing? Facts. And don't let her mess around and come from a good upbringing, you know, be raised right, talk right, no attitude,
and not a follower.
She ain't running behind her friends.
She got her own mind.
Yes. Not being persuaded by the miserable friends.
It's hard to find that. That's a needle in a haystack, bro.
Listen, yes, it is.
So, before we go there, you mentioned being unequally yoked, right? And I want you to expound a little bit, because the way that you and I was introduced to each other, and I say this on this channel, is in church.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So knowing you and seeing the atmosphere in the church with the women, that's where we going.
Yeah.
Right. And being with the girls outside of the church. I always wanted to talk about this, but there's no difference.
Listen.
Don't choke, bro. There's no difference. They want and I'm gonna set it up. The ones in the world wants the ones that's kind of like something good, right? I say that, right? Treading lightly, because they really don't want it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just set it up, right? So they want the girls in the world wants the guys in the church, right? They want the good guys, the guys that be on time, have a job, consistent, right? Paying bills, in church, have a faith, have a belief system, have consistency, have security, know how to protect. They want that, but they always go for the Pookies. They go for the Chads and the Tyrones, right? The inconsistence, right? The inconsistency in their walk on a day-to-day basis, right? So, and the ones in the church don't even want the guys in the church. They want the guys that's in the world. It doesn't make any sense. And then the ones that's in the world wants the guys in the church only to take care of their irresponsible responsibilities. You get what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense, right? But taking care of them, saving them. Let me use that, right? That's the only reason why they're looking for it. Other than that, they won't even try to look at a guy that's going to church. Go ahead and expound on that, bro. Let it drop.
You know what? You caught me with that one. That's a haymaker, because that's a haymaker because it is something for me, like growing up for sure. And I can go here because I was raised up there, and especially being in the church that I originated from in the city, like I've seen so many different things just being there. And there's always an attraction when you're growing up with a certain age group. You grow up, if you, hey, well, he's handsome, I like him. Well, okay, well, she's pretty. It's always gonna be an attraction between men and women. But how far that goes, it's always seemed like there has always been a competition between the guys in the church trying to keep the girl in the church,
trying to prove something,
and the guys that's outside of the church. And I feel like the issue is the ones that grow up in the church, and I can even say for myself too, as being a young man, like you grow up, you're taught and pretty much told, listen, don't do this. Right. You can't do this. Right. This is bad for you. Right. You're not really told why. Right. So as they get older and they start hitting those teenage years, young teenage, mid and whatever, not only are they dealing with the curiosity, but they're going to school. And if any of us that grew up in public school, for sure, charter school is one thing, right? Private, another thing. But if you grew up in the public school system, you are going to school with people that come from all sorts, walks of life. And when you see something that you don't know about, you're curious to know, okay, what is this like? So they get a little taste of that. Oh, nah, this don't. The safe route don't look so safe to them no more. It don't look that fun to them.
They say it.
They don't want that. They want to go see, this looks fun. I want to try this right here. I want to go do this right here. I want to be over here. And then you, as a church dude, you walk up to him.
You being a whole gentleman. Yeah.
What's your name, miss? Nice to meet you. Handshake, open the door for him, pull out. Nah, that's okay.
Speak that.
Like, what is going on?
But then you turn around and ask for the good guy.
You listen.
They never see the end road. They only see the excitement. Forgetting that, and I always say this, forgetting that the guy that's in church can be exciting too.
Exactly. There's different ways, unfortunately, and I say it, my life really has been a movie, because experience was a teacher for me in a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm an older brother. I'm 10 years apart from my sister.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that she has already learned just by watching me. My parents, and even me growing up in the church, my parents did their best to teach me, listen, all right, don't go this way, don't go that way. But it was just second nature for me to just know, what is this? Like, I want to, curiosity. And it didn't take away from me being a good guy.
Facts.
At all. It's just that for me, experience was a teacher, and it's just because I wanted to know.
Right.
But when you know what's going on, now you can give the heads up, the jumps on this lady that you're trying to talk to.
Yeah.
Your significant, hey, listen, don't do this right here. This ain't good for you.
Facts.
And a lot of things that I ended up seeing a lot with the women I talked to, or the young ladies I talked to when I was growing up, was if they didn't want to talk to me, or I realized that they had their eye on this guest that came,
yeah,
and he was from the outside of the church, but he just came to visit.
Yeah,
like, listen, you gonna mess around, you can get your heart broke. Right. And sure enough, a few months later, here they come,
and then they run it back to you.
So what?
Oh, now.
Okay.
So you know what I would do? I'll be real. He had fun with you, I'm gonna have fun with you too.
Nobody wants. Listen.
Go ahead.
It's like driving a car.
Facts.
Nobody wants a worn out car.
Facts, bro.
A used car is one thing. Everybody wants a brand new car. Everybody wants a brand new car.
Facts.
But there's a difference between a used car that's well maintained,
right,
and there's
certified.
Exactly.
Right.
It's been stamped, approved. Listen, It's okay. It's still in great condition.
Facts.
And in a car that's just been driven into the ground. And the problem with it is they feel like after they've been around the block 35 times.
Add 9 to that. I mean, times 9 to that.
They done put 150,000 miles on the car.
No,
350,000 miles on the car. And we supposed to sit there and put down, $15,000, $5,000 for this car. No,
when it's gonna break down once you leave out of the lot.
Exactly. It's been the well has run dry. There's nothing left.
Facts, man.
Like, no, that means you didn't learn your lesson. No, I'd rather take my chances with either the new or the used car that's been well maintenance, that's got maybe like 15, 20,000, 30,000 miles on it.
That's it.
I can deal with that. That means you did your little walk, but you moved cautiously.
Right.
Facts. So that's the thing that I feel like a lot of females don't get, is that it's not that we have a problem. Some dudes do have a problem just hearing, hey, I've slept around, I've been here, I've been there. When you in our age bracket,
you gotta understand.
One question I don't ask anymore
is how many
bodies.
Facts.
Because I know where I've been. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't done been places. I've been places.
Facts.
But I'm also not going to be a hypocrite. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and just accept anything either.
Facts. Facts.
And also don't ask a question that you don't want the answer to. Because I get asked certain questions. There's one particular person that I know.
Okay.
That will constantly ask me, have you been talking to anybody lately? What if I say yes? How will you handle that? You're not mature enough to handle that answer. The good thing is I'm being honest in my answer when I say no. But if I'm telling you no, and then you turn around and you still don't believe me, a guy don't want to deal with that.
Facts.
That's going right back into what we started the podcast with. The trust issues, the social media stuff, the life, just in general, like choices. It's based on choices. And if you feel like the choices you made before weren't as great as they could have been, just don't project it off on the next guy, especially a good man, because now you have the potential of turning that good man
into savage.
Exactly. And the thing is, I've been that before. But once you know the outcome of being down that road, you do your best not to go back. You know, that's the thing. Like you learn how to maneuver. You do your best not to go back that route, because there's really not too much that come out of that. You see the repercussions. You turn good females into bad ones, and it's a revolving door.
Yep.
If women do it to the men do it to the women. Everybody want to point the fingers. No, it started with them. It don't matter. Just stop in general.
And learn how to self-correct even thereafter.
Yes.
Now, you talked about balance. Just to expound on it real quick. You talk about balance between, having faith, walking, trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
As well as having experiences in life.
Yeah.
Whereas you can help other individuals, like just peer to peer, right? Also in relationships. And I think that that's what they're missing in life, how to be balanced. They only know one track record, like they only know one track and know how to stay within this lane, thinking that they have experienced, let's say, the world, but you only experience this one toxicity of a dude. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that you're coming over and trying to like poke at the good guy, saying, oh, well, you don't have this or you don't do that and you're boring. You don't understand. I remember I was with a chick, and she says, I'm sleepy, right? Now, I'm just throwing it out there, right? So we driving in the car, I'm gonna set it up. We driving in the car, and she didn't even understand silence. I'm sleepy. I said, you don't even understand that's peace. You get what I'm saying? Like, just being around, you're so used to having a toxic environment that you don't even understand what peace look like. You get what I'm saying? You don't even understand, like, you're not supposed to be battling with me every single day.
Yeah, man.
And they don't understand the balance of life. Understand that you something like the word of God says, it's a time and a season for everything. Says there's a time and a season for everything, right? And so that can mean a lot. That can mean basically, it's a time to mourn. It's the time to be happy. It's a time to be sad. It's a time to bury. It's time to give birth. You get what I'm saying? So there's a time where peace can come in your life. There's a certain time where happiness can even come. And some women are so stuck, girls are so stuck on, like I say, the toxic male, being with the toxic male. And then now when they are used up, right? You mentioned, and when they're, I call it the petty Pams, they become the petty Pams, the Debbie Downers, right? The emotional, immature individual. And now they're handing that to you to correct, right? To deal with. They, instead of taking, I remember I was dating a girl, and I remember I told her, I said, you should have gave him those problems, not me.
Yeah.
You should have been cussing him out, fussing him out, and every little thing I would do, I'd be like, yo, like, you complain about listen, time out. It's time for you to go. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't live my life like that. I love to be happy. You get what I'm saying? I love to be excited. I love to give energy. You get what I'm saying? To to an individual where we can have memorable moments.
Yeah.
You know, we can have the time of our lives. I believe in experiences, but I don't believe in trying to correct you to get you up to par. And then that's I have to build you from your torn down state. And then, like you said, I'm going to use your analogy, driving off the road, out of the lot. Now the car is broken down. Now I have to rebuild this car up to a good standard to drive it. This has taken me back. You're putting me more in debt. You get what I'm saying? Like some relationships, I ain't gonna even front. I should have never dealt with it. My account would have been up there. You get what I'm saying? Even the more. You get it's real.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna let you have it.
No, listen.
Let it drop, bro.
You saying a word right there. Listen, I'm not okay. I'm not 100% against building. But the problem is with the women that come to you and they're broken down and torn down, it's the ones that will sit there and do nothing and expect you to build everything for them.
Right.
To enjoy. Like, no, you see what I got going on. You see what I'm doing. I'm hustling. I'm making things happen. What are you doing now? I was in a relationship, not my last one. There was another one, and I was dealing with. And I kid you not, I was trying to get things done. I was sitting there. I was in the academy, and bro, listen, nothing was being done to help me, bro. Like I came home, lights was off. I'm like, bro, like what happened? You extending the light bill and all kind of stuff. I'm giving you the money for it. So how you not taking care of business? I'm coming home and the biggest plate is gone. Somebody in here eating my plate. Like, I'm the person that's doing everything in here. So no. Building is supposed to be a team effort. That's not you don't put that on one person to do.
Facts.
Don't go looking for Bob the Builder.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because we are not Bob the Builder.
Speak that.
We're not going to build you up and just give until we have nothing left. No.
Facts.
I'm going to give something. I'm going to give this piece to you. Mm-hmm. Multiply that.
Facts.
I'll go here just real quick because this was honestly, I don't really follow celebrities like that because I like to focus on my own life. Right. I got my own stuff going on.
Facts.
But I do find it interesting how when Gucci went to prison, he came back.
Keisha did that.
And his wife multiplied that bag.
She did that.
He came home and he wasn't lacking for nothing.
Nothing, bro.
That man had everything he needed and then some.
Right.
Came right back.
Right. Those are the virtuous women. You get what I'm saying? Like they will multiply, and women don't even understand their position. You know, far as the roles that they're supposed to play with their guy. So you're not supposed to come in empty-handed, right? You're supposed to come in with something, exactly. As you're saying, to build, to multiply. You are a nurturer, and you have to understand. I give you something, and you mentioned this. I give you something. And then you like put it together. Mm-hmm. You build it up. And then I'll come back and critique and say, hey, listen, not this, but this. You get what I'm saying? I like how you did that. But, you know, this part, try to adjust it this way. Yep. You get what I'm saying? And then from there, you will see the team effort and you will see the team effort in building, and then you will accomplish the goal.
Yep. You know what? And I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this one heavy too. Okay. Because this one is for the. Unfortunately, in today's world, we don't give. At least I feel like the single fathers aren't given enough credit, and I'm not gonna say that a pat on the back is needed because we're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's not a matter of giving a pat on the back, but I feel like it's so much. It's broadcasted so much that the single woman did this, the single woman did that. She did it without demand. She did. Listen, in today's world, there are a lot of fathers that are dedicated to trying to make sure that they break their backs to make sure their kids have everything, regardless of whether the children's mother is a good, understanding woman or not.
Right.
He will do whatever it takes. Me, I will never speak bad on my children's mother.
Me either.
Ever. You know? I love her. Hey, kudos to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We have a verbal agreement. We have no courts involved, whatever. We didn't always get along, and we keep our words even few now.
Facts.
But she let me do what I got to do because she know I love my boys.
Right.
They're the only thing that matter to me.
Facts.
We used to butt heads a lot. So how we gonna do this? All right, cool. Well, I keep the boys. I take care of them. She got other kids. Go ahead. You worry about them. If you can chip in and help, do that. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'm not gonna reach out. I'm not gonna ask. You know, hey, when it's time to, if I reach out and ask, okay, should get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But other than that, as a father, I'd rather just worry about me and worry about them. I don't really like to look for help, even when it comes to my parents. I don't like asking my parents even to help me because I feel like as a father, it's my duty to figure it out.
Right.
And I just feel like that we're not really given the right amount of credit, you know. Like, and then I have twins, so bro,
it's double for the trouble.
Listen, like, bro,
Right.
it's crazy how that's broadcasted. Like, we don't. It's not. The energy is not really reciprocated. But however, as men, we do what we have to do.
Right. And to even piggy off of your thoughts on the dads, I believe that a lot of women will, and I'm gonna start back then. And with that whole dynamic of them doing their part, being a single mom and they had to do it, that was by choice for you to do what you did. You didn't have to be a single mom. You could have had joint custody, or you could have just let the dad take care of the child. They used the child against them. They would do some women would do things to their child because it was that particular dad.
Yeah.
You get what I said?
I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen it.
Right. And look at society now. It's not we are not top 5 in the world. So you being a single mom, and you did what to society? You didn't birth good ones. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because the dad wasn't in their life. You know, and I speak strongly on that. Look at society. Look at the people in jail. 80% of them are fatherless, raised by a single mom. I speak heavy on that, right? As well as if the dad was in their life. On the contrary, if the dad is in their life, they won't be on stripper poles. Neither nor in jail. And so me personally, I applaud all fathers. And anyone that comes around me that's a female and they don't applaud the dad for doing what he has to do, I don't even talk to him. You're not even worth energy. Right? And I understand we shouldn't look for the applaud, but you know, Father's Day is the least celebrated day of the year. They celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than Father's Day. And I disagree with that. Women do whatever they want to do. And guess what we got to do as a good guy? We still got to do right. Mine's got up and left. And I speak on it. I had a dream. That's how I knew they was leaving. And if I never had the dream, my coworker told me straight up, bro, I think you need to say something. So that night when I went and picked my son up, I said, hey, I had a dream that you was leaving. I saw it on her face. And I never speak ill on her. You get what I'm saying? You have to live your life.
God gave that to you, my brother.
You get what I'm saying? He did. And then she came 2 days later and said, yeah, we were talking about it because she's married now. And I said, it's funny to me, but it's crazy that I had to have a dream because you wasn't going to tell me. Now, I'm not going to stop you in yours, but why would you want to take mine away from? But women do things like that, you know? And we have to deal with it. It's sad, but we have to deal with the issues. And I can't complain. You mentioned this earlier, and I definitely want to expound on this. Mm-hmm. Us men cannot, and I had to learn this last year. You cannot complain. You cannot cry, even on your girl's shoulder. You have to keep it to yourself, bro. Being a good guy, bro, you have to keep it to yourself. Boosie said this, and it hit hard. When he was in the cell, he had to cry, but when he stepped out of the cell, he had to be a G. He had to man up. And I have to use that analogy even now today. I cannot cry around no girl. I can't even express myself too much around any female. You get what I'm saying? Brother. Because they will look at you. It's crazy how they look at you crazy. But the guy that's going through the emotional toll, that's taking you through, putting you through the debt, putting you through abusing you mentally, physically, emotionally, and all that. The ones that's not even coming home, that's the emotional roller coaster ride. He's expressing himself, and you still take that. And then you want me to deal with it thereafter? Man, come on. That's for the birds, bro. Brody, come on. It doesn't even make sense. You hear me?
I got you.
That don't even make sense. Let it drop, bro.
Check this out. Listen. That right there. Now that's that in itself. When I say definition or story of my life, bro. From my job in itself. And then not even just this one, but even to when I used to work in the warehouse. Like, I dated around. I've been with my kid's mom. I've talked to other women, and the things that I dealt with, bro. If anybody knows about that warehouse life, dog, listen. Mm-hmm. The heavy lifting that you have to do while you there, and then the stress of supervisors out to get you. You only get 3 strikes in that warehouse life, and when those 3 strikes are up, you get on your final. One mistake, they're ready to throw you out the door. I'm in there making money I hadn't seen before. But you staring down the eyes of a final, and they gotta come home and deal with, why this didn't get done? What's going on with this? Can I borrow this? Can I do?
Hitting it right on the head, bro.
Bro, like, I need a break. You going, you going weeks without doing certain things because you gotta take care of this, you gotta do that. Okay, well now the car needs fixing. Oh my gosh, bro. Come on, bro. Give me a second. Let me come in and at least get out my clothes first.
Facts. Before you get hit with the problem.
Yes. And even for those that don't live together, listen, let us come in the house. If we calling you after a long day's work, just listen to us. I've come to realize that as men, we are problem solvers.
We are.
But unfortunately, women, they don't really want a solution to the problem.
You speaking facts, bro.
They want you to hear their problem. And then every now and then, if it's available, then you give your 2 cents. Because I dealt with a lot where I would listen to my ex vent, and that's why I say, well, my ex, I tip my hat to her because I learned a lot being with her. She did teach me a lot about myself, and that's why I say, compared to others, that was the one that I can say that actually was a good one because it taught me a lot. Even with the bad that went on, it taught me a lot. And with women in general, they don't really. A lot of times, they just want to vent.
Yep.
They just want you to listen.
Listen.
That's it. So, in the midst of them doing that, I found myself like, okay, well, why don't you do this? And she get mad. I'm like,
all the sides of just be quiet.
why you getting mad? Like, but
wow.
And it took a minute because it's like, oh well, no, she actually broke it down to me one day, and this is, mind you, after so many times of that being a thing of, okay, now I'm giving okay, well, do it this way, we'll do it that way. Men, we're not mind readers as men. We're not. Tell us what you want. but also in the same sense, just be mindful that when you bring something to our doorstep, we're problem solvers. So in the back of our mind, we're gonna listen, but just be prepared to get that answer later.
Yeah, the solution to the problem.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bring it our doorstep. Like when we're coming in, like I said, we're coming in the door. Give us a minute to relax. Let us get that load off. You know, we're not allowed to really express ourselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like 2021. Anybody that knows me personally, and you know too, because you was around. Like that right there. That was a hard year for me in general. Technically, the 2020 crossed over into 21.
Yep.
Because within that time, I lost 2 of my closest friends. And then going into 21, that right there was probably one of the hardest because in 2020, I lost Kay. 2021, Corey. And then 21, around that October, yeah, my grandmother passed away, bro. Listen, anybody that know me know for a fact.
Facts, bro.
I spent so much time hanging with her. Like she was really, I confided in her with a lot of things. There are a lot of conversations we had that I will take to the grave. That lady really knew me. She knew. I would come in, sit down, not say nothing.
And she already knew what time it was.
She would sit there. I want to tell you something. And I'd be like, is it written on my shirt?
Ooh-wee.
But getting that phone call, this is why and I know it seems like I go back a lot to the ex thing, but it's because, like I said, it was a lot that I realized. It helped me realize now, even with my dating life, that I know what to kind of look for. Like I was able to, that's the only person I've been able to sit back and really show emotion with. Facts. Like behind closed doors. Facts. Like even I was around my family, and you get around family, some things you can hold together, but behind closed doors, bro, that's for most of us men, that's where we let everything go, and when you feel like you have somebody that is there for you to really take on that weight that for low, that moment, like just something simple as laying that head down right there. And it is, unfortunately, we get looked at as, oh, you soft, or you not allowed to feel this way because you a dude. You supposed to be masculine. Like we supposed to just always walk around like what's up with it?
Right.
Nah, we have emotions, and we walked around just being hard all the time. Where are we allowed to sit there and be okay? Like the romantic side, like you're looking for affection, and I got to a point where I realized I was so used to being told to be tough all the time, or not show the affection, to where I wasn't giving it at all. I thought what I was giving was affection, but it wasn't. It wasn't until it was told to me over dinner. I don't feel like you're being affectionate enough and showing me the love that I need.
But then that comes from what you have gone through, where you had to be G 24/7. You get what I'm saying? So as you're growing up in life and always hearing those things, you turn around and build this exterior where you're concrete, you're solid. And then it's hard for people to even penetrate that wall. So when you think you being affectionate, but nah, you hold G out here. You get what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to piggyback off of the grandma thing. I knew your grandma, and I always adored her. You know why? Because she reminded me of my grandma. And that was the only lady outside of my mom that I can confide in. And you said the whole sitting down and she can pick up. My grandma used to say, hey, let's go outside real quick.
Energy.
My grandma has taught me and my homeboys some stuff in life. I was able to, she'll call me, hey, I need to see you. I need you to do something for me. And in doing that, came a whole, hey, grandma, I'm going through this, da-da-da-da-da. Hey, this is how you handle it. She helped carry the load for the second. And it's some things you say take to the grave. Bro, I went to her grave site the other day and I said, yo, I just miss just talking to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just miss your laugh. I just miss you just kiss me on my cheek. You get what I'm saying? Because I know dealing with the women nowadays, I ain't gonna run into that. It's only with my mom now and my sister. But outside of that, trying to find that's the battle. It's hard. It's difficult. We don't have that. Women want to be women. They want to be men. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, it's so much power in your walk as a woman. You don't understand, like, if I'm a G out here or a man, a ace, and I'm doing what's right, I should be able to come home and find that one sitting on the couch and be, hey, babe, check me out. This is how my day went. All right. Well, what you gonna do about it? You know? All right. We could just sit in silence. I'll rub your back. I'm talking about for her doing that to us. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hear you out, and I understand. You still the man out here. They don't even know how to just do the simple. We simple,
bro.
Listen,
I don't want to lose the thought.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
Listen, I told my ex the same thing, because the thing is, we still talk on and off, you know. So the problem is, I know she didn't really. At the beginning, she got along with my family really well. Some things happened along the way, and it kind of, you know, fell along the wayside. But something is still there. The thing is, when you know, as a man, when you know who's for you and what they've done for you, you don't let that go. You don't forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And they hold a certain position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, even though we not together, that's why I say, listen. One thing I can say for sure is that there's a lot of things I learned with you that, okay, I date somebody else, there is a certain standard that needs to be held. Because, yeah, like, when money came up short, she did this. When I want to just come in after a long day, all right, even as dudes for sure, especially for those of us that are homebodies, the only thing we want to do, we might want to, I like to cook. So I come in, cook some food. All right, you find a movie while I go ahead and do this real quick. Come, just play with this little lock real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like, I sit right there later. All right, come play with this lock right here. Like, they don't realize just
the subtle things.
Yeah, like when you that's a problem thing with dating. Like, you're not allowed to really say what you like. Like, there's certain things you drop that and they'll look at you like, that's kind of weird. That's affection. Like, and y'all have lost your affectionate ways as time has gone on, which goes back to the problem. Like I said, social media. I didn't even touch on the music. That for me is the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems.
Speak on that, bro.
Because you got, and I'm gonna say this, and I know I'll probably get some heat for it, but the city girls done messed a lot of them up.
A lot.
Because these city girls, the same two that was giving them all this stuff with the
whatever
Megan Thee Stallion, all them hot girl summer and all this other stuff, they booed up right now.
All of them.
Every last one of them booed up right now.
You don't even see them on social media popping out like that.
What? Listen, they are booed up right now. And the ones that was sitting there promoting it, they still run around here looking for Mr. Right.
So check this out on that note, bro. This is why I say you have to deal with a woman that has her own mind. I remember I was dating an older lady, and she used to say, you have to learn how to deal with you keep dealing with little girls. You need to learn how to deal with a woman. A woman has her own mind. Yeah. She thinks for herself. She's not easily persuaded left or to the right. She understands. That's what makes her virtuous. That's what makes grandma's grandma. Because she's not trying to be young. She's trying to fit in where she sits. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. As well as OGs, the moms, our moms. They stay right in position. They ain't trying to be anything else. And I want to say this too. This is why we're well balanced as good men. because we have great examples of women around us.
Yep.
They don't push their responsibility off on someone else.
Big respects to mama.
Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So shout out to them, as you're saying. So they do not sway from their positions as being the mom. You get what I'm saying? And handling their responsibility, waking up every day consistently. They don't want to give up on being a parent. As you can see, they make sure they do their homework. You get what I'm saying? And that's why with my son's mom, I really appreciate her. Even though, you know, she did what she did, but she sticks to
the regimen. Yep.
I call it, still talk to him. You know, and whenever I want to see him or get him, it's not even a struggle. Mm-hmm. You know, and like how you was mentioning not dealing with the court system and all that stuff, we don't have to. You know, we have an understanding, even with her husband. We set the stuff. So you don't understand our experiences. We don't experience the jealous baby daddy.
Nope.
The jealous boyfriend.
Nope.
That don't understand I want a relationship with my child. And that's what we have to deal with dealing with you. When you are introduced to let's say a new girl, right? And she comes to you with her baggage. What are some of the things that you have to deal with? So I'm going to throw some out there while you thinking. And I wrote it down, right? So I mentioned it just earlier, like the jealous baby daddy, immature baby daddy, right? You got to deal with that. The bad credit, debt that he put you in, that you got to get her out of, right? Now, mind you, you done set yourself up real good. Now, dealing with her, she don't understand. She done made, because of her situation and because of how you are as a man, she done made you go backwards. And she doesn't have no inkling in her brain cell to realize what she's doing. All she does is take. Doesn't know how to replenish. Doesn't know how to build. Right?
Bro.
Let it drop, bro. Oh. Bad kids. You got to deal with her 3 kids. Her 4 kids.
Yeah.
Her car that don't work. You got to come in and fix it.
Man, listen, bro.
What you got to deal
crazy?
with, bro?
You know what's crazy is I've dealt with good women. I've dealt with those kind of women, bro. Those right there for sure. Especially at this stage in the game of my life, bro. I can peep that from a mile away.
Smell it.
I don't want to deal with none of that. Everybody has a preference on what they want to deal with.
Facts. They get mad at your preference, though.
Exactly. Everybody can post their preferences, whatever. But as soon as a man posts what he wants, he must not like women. And why it gotta be all that? Why it can't just be that I have standards?
I have standards.
Men are not allowed to have standards. And the moment you express those standards, now you're looked at sideways.
Crazy.
You looking as being all, like something is wrong with us. No, that's not it. It's that I don't want to deal with the attitude. I don't want to deal with the fact that you got 3 and 4 different baby daddies. One is always putting his hands on you. The other one is always taking something from you. Or you got to always go put bail money up to get this one out of jail. Your car is always broke down because you keep quitting and switching jobs every 3 to 6 months. No, stay where you need to be, which is away from me.
That was a cool one. Stay where you need to be, away from me. That's a bar, bro.
I'm telling you, that is not the ideal. Some guys can handle, taking that on. And that's the dudes that's ballers that's willing to put up with all that. Nah, I can't do it.
I've
done it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it.
I feel you. I don't see those guys really tolerating that for too long. Recreational use only. You get what I'm saying? They're not finna cuff that. There's no way. Yeah. Because even if they do, it's only for a time period. That's to have some fun. I don't see it as someone's consistent. Like, consistently her poor mindset. Like, she's not even up to par. Mm-hmm. You know, and you have to deal with that day in and day out. Yeah. If I'm trying to go somewhere, I can't bring you. Yeah. So stay where you at, like you say.
I'm telling you. And the problem with those type of women, most of the time, their attitudes are already so bad that every time you say something, you ought to be on. They already, you like defense mode almost, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they're gonna say. You kind of scared to say something because you don't know if they finna blow up. They all got attitude problems because this one done made them mad. That one done already started their day off. The moment you call, you wake up. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Hey, how your day going? I'm already in a bad mood. All right, I'll talk to you later.
I do the same thing. I bang it, bro. Yeah. I bang it early.
I've learned. You think positive, you keep good vibes going. Facts. If I'm gonna call you, if I'm calling you, and the first thing you gonna answer the phone with is, I'm not in the mood today. All right, I'll talk to you later.
So I got one thing to say, right? The woman with I call it low self-esteem with the ego.
That is a dangerous woman. That is a dangerous woman.
She make everything about her and her moods, and like, how is your mood swing so all over the place? And two, they're narcissistic. They only think about themselves and they call other people negative and narcissistic.
Ain't no way. That right there, my life is a book. All right. At this point, my life is a book. And so I've even dealt with that. The one that got low self-esteem and the ego, that is the most dangerous kind of woman to date, because at that point, that's a lose-lose situation.
A lose-lose situation.
Because when their self-esteem is low, there's pretty much nothing that like it's almost like running around in circles. It's like a dog chasing his tail. It's like Facts. You giving compliments. Hey, no, you look fine, but they're gonna keep every day. No, I look fat. Well, I got this going on. And you give them a compliment, just from turn around and say, no, well, I think, well, dang, well, just forget what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to help, boost your self-confidence. So, but the problem is, like I said, if they don't have no self-confidence, I've learned you can't give them self-confidence. You can't.
Facts.
Like, you can't.
And then
even if you like what you see, you can't.
It's so true.
You can tell them, I like it.
They'll turn around in the same sentence and say, oh, but you ain't gonna never find the one like me.
Ding. I knew you was gonna say that. Ding. They'll get right on Facebook.
I'm the best thing he'll ever have. Hold on.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, post all these pictures on them social media sites. They are the model. They'll tell you, just like you said, you never find anyone like me. I'm the best looking thing. Or if they find that you talking to somebody else, well, she don't look like me. Mm-hmm. How you got low self-esteem, but at the same exact time, you a 10 in your own eyes.
That's
why I say it's dangerous. That is nothing but a clear example of a woman who cannot make up her mind.
Facts.
About anything.
Facts. That's what I say, poor mindset.
Yep. And a woman that can't make up her mind will drive you crazy.
So, on that note, we done talk all that about them. And I just want to end this on a positive note.
We love y'all, though.
Right. But I ain't here to fix you.
Facts.
I ain't here to fix you. I'm done with that. It's some things I have seen while I was outside. Bro, I'm done with that. That's for the birds. Come in correct.
Yeah.
And if you don't, oh well. Yeah. You feel me? I'm the prize. And I see it like that. You get what I'm saying? Aces, You're the prize. You get what I'm saying? And you always will be. Right? So I want to end on a positive note of why are good guys lit now? So I have this theory now that good guys has a spicy side, right? And we low key lit. Now me and bro been outside. We was slide. You hear me? Mm-hmm. And people, if you and that's what I love about social media. You don't post every single thing. It's some things I forgot to post. Trying to show off, right? You know, just to have something to talk about, you know. And I learned that this is our life. We have learned the balance of life. Yeah. And we learn how to walk in it. So being introduced, the new good guys is the spicy guys. We ain't the deadbeats. We ain't the irresponsible ones. Yeah. But we're the ones that's on top of everything. Some things may go lack, may be pushed to the side for a time, but then we'll jump back on it. Yeah. You know, we'll come back up the park because we hold ourselves to a higher standard. Right. So I just want to talk about the good guys that have spice on them. So this theory comes from a plate of food. You say you're a cook. You know how sometimes you have a plate of food, but then you just need a little bit more spice on it. Yeah. And then it's like it's top tier. Mm-hmm. Right. And I get that theory from that. That's how good we are all the way around. You know, the whole plate. Want to take it home, warm it up and eat it again. You get what I'm saying? From the front door to the back door. Let it drop, bro.
We now are, the good thing is now we're starting to see it more and more, at least that we're becoming wanted. And that's always a good feeling.
Facts.
You know, that right there, believe it or not, for the ladies, that right there is at least 80% of your battle with us good men. As long as we feel wanted, you got the attention. That's one of our main. We want to feel wanted as men, and as long as you can allow us to feel that way, you got 80% of our minds already. Now the other 20% is just showing that personality. What do you have to offer? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just that thing, like you say, that spice. The personality for us is good men. All right, cool. We already, you know, if you look at, you know, you keep yourself together. The keeping. Listen, I've learned you ain't got to say nothing as a dude. You dress decent and slap that little cologne on.
Smell good, facts, bro.
Women like to smell that.
Yes,
you buying that good stuff that'll stick. Walk right by. Once you see that, hit him with that. Yeah, okay. Hit him with that look.
Right.
And that's it. Now that's that. Believe it or not, it's half the time that'll open up a conversation in itself. So when you know how to conduct yourself as a good man, and then you handling business, especially for and I go back to single fathers. I only speak from experience. Right. Like for us as single fathers, like when you handling business with your kids, half the time you don't even have to have a lot of the other things that we even naming as far as having to dress a certain way all the time. And nah, what I like to do, make sure my kids look good first.
Facts, bro.
Because this is what I work for. That's who I work hard for. That's who I want to have. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do everything right, but I do work hard.
It doesn't even matter, bro. Exactly. You doing what you're supposed. That's where the round of applause come in, bro. We not 100. You get what I'm saying? And anybody that expect us to be, that's another problem too. Expect us to be 100, but the guy you was with was only a 2.
Literally.
And then you they come in and say, well, you supposed to be here. Why your ex wasn't here now?
Exactly. So
come on, man. Let it make sense at the end of the day. Yep. So just going back to, just doing your part. Nah, round of applause, even on the lack days. You get what I said? And that's why I wanted to end on a positive note.
So
we lit. We do our part. And we spicy out here. We make moves. We
already know.
We don't gotta talk about it. We be about it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Any last words?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, listen, men, good men, keep being good men. For the ones that ain't the good men,
speak that, bro.
A good man, become one. Learn from a good man. Find one to learn from.
Facts.
You know, because there's a lot of us out here.
Facts.
And for the women that are looking for them, just put on the binoculars. You ain't even got to put on the binoculars. They're there. Just open your mind up. Right. Be more open, you know.
Intentional too. In questions. If you always saying, "Oh, what a good man that," have a conversation. You will see the difference.
I'm telling you.
Get out your phone.
The phone. Yep. Put it down.
Right. And have a conversation. You'll find out. Cause men, hey, listen. The ones that's bad, the ones that's good, you'll tell the difference in between. Just like a man should have discernment when it comes down to these women out here, and you, like you said, you can smell it from a mile away. Oh yeah, you coming with trouble. Listen, I don't even got that type of time. I ain't even known that type of time no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I say a little something, but that's cut off early. What? You feel me? So yeah, man, like we lit out here. So we expounded on, you know, the battles of a good man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you got something to say. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm your boy DP. This Ace, yes, AJ. Sir. This my brother from another mother. Bro, they thought you was my cousin at the party. on my biological dad side.
Oh yeah. Oh, from the
And they thought you was my cousin. They was like, "Yeah, your cousin over there." I was like, "Nah, that's not my cousin."
Shoot, might as well be. That's my dog.
Yeah, that's my bro. That's my brother from another mother. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's AJ, Ace, AJ, and we Gemini Gems. That's Geminis with the S, Gems with the Z. And what we do, we drop them gems. Go ahead, drop some gems, bro.
Yes, sir. My man.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. All right. Be blessed.
Peace.
All right.